first interaction with a deaf person actually was way back in my village. There is a deaf person who has been, I always saw him passing on the road when I was a little boy growing up. And we thought he was mad. That is what we assumed in our village. When growing up, I believed this guy was mad. I didn't know that there is anything else that could help. He could make those sounds when he's calling or something. And people used to make so much fun of us. Even as little kids, we used to imitate those sounds, of course, unknowingly. So growing up, I went to town, and then there is one time I was in church, and I met this beautiful young lady. You know, as a young man also, I wanted to say a few words to her and maybe ask for her number. But then I realized she was deaf, and I became so frustrated. I almost gave up, but the zeal to just talk to her and get her experience, because I could see her very happy, smiling, and you know, it pulled me off my feet, and I said I must do everything possible to make sure that I communicate with her. And so I started learning sign language slowly, and then I came back when I had known sign language. From there, I just started developing that interest. I've been interacting so much with the deaf people. One thing I know about the deaf people that I want other people to know is that the deaf people are very, very, very friendly. Very friendly. I didn't know that before. I used to fear and escape them. But the moment I just knew one word in sign language, well, many of them would just come to me happily. You know, they thought they had found a friend. And that is what happens. In a deaf community, if you can be able to just approach a deaf person and just say one word, then that way you have become friends forever. They are a small community, and they value so much people who believe in them, and people who show interest in them and who want to communicate with them. So I want to encourage people out there, even if you don't know sign language, you can communicate easily with a deaf person. You can write, you can text. Please, let's help the deaf people to realize themselves. You know, one thing I realized through my interaction is that most of them, they don't have that self-esteem. They view themselves as lowly people. They have nothing to add to the community. You know, they are wamejidharau. That is the term I can use, because the society has subjected them to such prejudice that they have forgotten. Most of them, they can't even know their own skills. But if they are given the opportunity, I'm telling you, the deaf people have a very bright future. I was recently in Kapsabet School for the Deaf, and I talked to a few deaf, and I got to learn their dreams. I have met many of them who want to be politicians. Another one said, I want to be a media person to shoot videos. I asked, why do you want to shoot videos? Because he said, there are not many deaf. There are not many deaf who can do sound mixing, who can do video mixing. So I want to be the only person. Another says, I want to be a judge. And I realized they have that potential. It's upon us, the society, people who call ourselves normal, to now come up and give them that energy and make them realize their dreams.